Hey everybody, it is Coach Eric and welcome into this week's 5 Fantastic Minutes. So glad to have you on board today. Hey, as a quick reminder, please make sure that you're liking this video. Please make sure that you're subscribing to the New Patient Group YouTube channel. Hope you're enjoying these messages each and every week and learning something from them. Today's message is going to go to our receptionist, and it's going to be specific to the new patient phone call. And even more specifically, I want to talk for just a moment about price inquiries. Right, this is something that's growing. It's a trend that's growing within dentistry, orthodontics, healthcare, etc., because of the commoditization of the industry. And so as we're asked questions about price, we need to have a good strategy in place to make sure that we're managing that routine well. Right, now there's two things I want to focus on here. Number one is this requires repetitive practice. And I say that because in some markets, you might be getting price-related questions on a phone call quite consistently, every day, multiple times a week. In other markets, it might be inconsistent, once every couple of weeks, a few times a month, something to that degree. And that's why it's such an important topic to role play and practice routinely. It's not like something that you do every day all the time, that once you master it, now you're repeating those skills over and over through the context of your daily routine. But when you have something that is important, but you only get to do it once in a while, that's why role playing and creating scenarios to practice around are that much more important, so that when it does happen then in a live patient environment, your skills are sharp and you're ready to go, right? So point number one, make sure you are practicing the cost or price inquiry type of phone call on a new patient call. The second thing is I want to make sure that we're not doing what is normally kind of the habit of a receptionist, and that is to immediately jump on that question, and as we would say is chase the rabbit, right? So early in the call, the caller might say, yeah, I'm just doing a little searching around. I'm curious how much you charge for orthodontics, or maybe they're saying, how much is it to do braces or Invisalign at your practice? That's the rabbit. The rabbit is now out of the cage, okay? And the everyday receptionist who's not thinking about their training or perhaps hasn't been trained on this subject immediately starts answering that question. And generally they start answering with what we'd say is negative connotation. Well, that's a great question, but I'm afraid that I can't answer that. Or I'm afraid that the doctor isn't able to give a price over the phone, and so we would need to see you by coming in for an exam. You can just kind of feel the negativity of how that resonates, rather than what we want to do instead of immediately jumping on that question is we want to stick to our game plan. Right? So as you look at your new patient call process, our game plan would be receive them. Wrap some positive things about your practice. Help them appreciate why you're in a unique place. Then we would transition the control, asking a couple of key questions that now put us in control of the situation. And then ultimately we would circle back to their original question and work to wrap value around the complimentary exam as well as unique elements of coming into our practice, right? But you stick to your game plan. Don't chase the rabbit and immediately feel like you need to answer their question. Rather, you follow your process. Stick to the scripting you have, and then ultimately you'll circle back to that original question about price, and we'll be focusing on the complimentary initial patient exam and unique elements of what you provide during that exam. Right, so hopefully this will ring a bell. If you need to go back and get some training on this, definitely go back into your video modules, schedule some training sessions with your new patient group VIP coach. All right, but practice these scenarios, all right, whether they happen frequently or infrequently, it needs to be role played and practiced, and then stick to your game plan. Thanks everybody for participating today. Look forward to catching up with you next time.